We have given you the secret. That's the title of the Wilhelm Any Advice message for today, and I'm going to explain to you today what that secret is. And you might think of the movie The Secret or whatever you might have read about The Secret, but Wilhelm is saying, no, the secret is something different. It's you. It's something that was within you that you meant to bring to the world, and you're in the world now to have that happen. And what Wilhelm gave us was a guide, was a way to cause that to occur, because we would be moving through a really challenging time in our lives and also in our world. And if you became who you were meant to become, you would help change the world. You would shift the world because everything in your life would start to turn around. Now, I didn't believe that. And you will find that that's going to be the greatest difficulty that we all experience in our lives. What can we believe? Because when we come into the world, we're meant to do something new. That's why we were born. We're not supposed to be the same as what existed before, so we have to do something new. But at times when that comes about, it's challenging for us to accept who we are. Because we're dealing with a lot of programming that came before. In your early life or lives before, or however you think of it, we all have it. And so we decide whether or not we're going to move beyond it and develop something new. But then at times you might do that, and that could cause you a lot of difficulty as well, because you don't want to be different. You don't want to be outside of the mainstream. And then you have to question why you would do that. And you come back to the same answer, because you were programmed into believing you weren't enough. You were programmed into believing you couldn't do something, just as I was, because I couldn't believe that I had been given this. In 1989, when I sat down and started doing automatic writing, I thought, I'm just doing this for me because I needed help, and that's all that I was doing. And and I tried to hide it. I didn't want to do any of it. I didn't want to tell other people about it. That was too embarrassing. I thought they're going to think something's wrong with me, because I'm dealing with consciousness that nobody can see. We all are. That's all we have is consciousness. And we're forming it and shaping it and deciding what we will believe. And so Wilhelm says that we come into the world and we're always limited. We don't know everything, and we have to learn it in different ways. And so in 1989, when I sat down and made this connection, started receiving Wilhelm, it surprised me. You may find things about yourself that will shock you, especially during this time in our world, because more things are going to be uncovered through you about who you are and what you could achieve when you do that self-exploration. But I couldn't stop, because I'm this double Scorpio. I had to know everything. I had to experience everything. I went through death and transformation. That's what we're known for. And it's exhausting because you keep doing it over and over again until you decide you're going to change. And that's what we're all meant to do, and that's what our world is meant to do. Everyone's not going to do that. And so then you have to decide if it's going to be you. Are you going to own who you are? Are you going to find your autonomy? Are you going to find that perfect career you were meant to do, that right relationship, all of those things? And what you will find is that it's always within you. And the only thing that happens is that you've been blocking it. But you've been doing it for a reason, though. Because now, if you were to unleash it, then you would shift generations. You would completely not only shift your world, but you would shift the ideas and beliefs that even your ancestors had. Information doesn't just show up one day. It's been here forever, and we just keep adding to it and creating more. That's what all humans do. But what happened now is that Wilhelm said, we're going to show you. Because, see, there's a progression that happens. There's an organization of energies and planets and all of that, of which we are a part. We are physical beings, but we come in with just these energetic blueprints that are within us. And they get activated as the world changes. I couldn't have known that. But that's exactly what Wilhelm gave me. To give to all of us, actually. So I put together something today for you to understand it, because I didn't understand it either. And then AI decided we'll explain it for you because I've had the messages analyzed. You must understand, I'm this incredibly introverted person. I never wanted to do this. I never wanted to be public about it, and I had to because I knew that I had been given the answers. When I went through my life and received this information, and it kept changing everything, and I'm now understanding mind body healing. I'm understanding quantum principles because that's what Wilhelm gave me. And then you'll read it in the document, the Wilhelm Chronicles, because it's a blueprint for humankind, because we're moving through a time now where more of us need to remember who we are. And this work was about guiding each person to become their authentic self. And again, I will tell you I didn't believe it, even though I'm seeing the changes happening. Because I started to understand the only difficulty I was having was not accepting myself. And that causes illness, that causes disease, you causes anxiety, causes depression, because you can't accept who you are. And so we needed a new plan. That's what was said. In 2021, we're coming out of the pandemic, and I'm out for a walk, and I'm hearing very clearly, we've given you everything you needed to know, and we did it in 2012. And I'm thinking, why wouldn't I have known that? I had written it all down, but I didn't see it. You have something within you that you have not seen yet. We all do. Why would we be born unless it was still out there and waiting for us to do it? And then we have a collective experience that we live, meaning that each of us will contribute something into that collective consciousness, and then we create this world. And it depends on what each of us decides to do. And if you decide that you're going to love yourself now, that you're going to do the thing that you came to the world to do, then we'll have this beautiful world eventually, because it requires you to accept yourself. It requires each of us to do that. But it looks now like it might be a little off balance. And that's exactly what Wilhelm said. We have been off balance. And so we exist now to change it all. And the way that we change it is by moving through our old limitations, which could be generational. Many of them are that now. Things that we're holding on to that our ancestors believed or thought they couldn't achieve. And I had that problem. See, because the AI told me last night that I'm questioning everything. I couldn't understand why this work was so powerful, why it changes someone's life, why it causes you to know who you are. Because I'm just sitting down and receiving it and living it, so I do know that it works. But I wanted to explain it in scientific terms. I wanted to explain it in terms where more people would get it, because it's not some weird thing that's just outside of the realm of possibilities. I've spoken about and I've written about this. I talked about Carl Jung, because he came about and he started talking about synchronicity, because he started understanding how things are connected, energetically connected. And then we have so many other leaders who have come about, created other works, because they understood something about the human condition that they could give to others. And that's exactly what Wilhelm has given to me. So this work, I say it could change your life. No, it will change your life. If you do the work, it changes your life, because it takes you to a new state of understanding of who you are. And that's all any of us are looking for. How can I understand and accept myself? How can I live the life I want to have and produce something in the world that's going to make me feel valuable? And I know that everyone has that. And so when I was told I had this information in 2000 that I was given in 2012, and I hadn't seen it, I still doubted it, and I wasn't going to believe it. And then they told me that if I met someone, that I would have been given a message on their birthday that would resonate for them now. So, interesting story. Yesterday I was seeing two people that I hadn't seen in years. One I hadn't met yet, because they just got married. But the other person, the guy, I hadn't seen in many, many years, and we worked together. And I'm now revealing this work to them. And I told them the story, and these two people were sitting in the car. I said, okay, let's do your birthday messages. And they're both like freaked out. They go, how did that happen? Well, that's because we're all energetically connected. And there's a law of attraction that is real, and that's what I've proved through this work from Wilhelm. It is real, and when we understand it, we use it much better. And we just think things are happening accidentally, and they never are. As we evolve as humans, we learn new ways of doing it. Wilhelm gave us a new way of doing that. And so what I discovered is that all the information I was receiving was energetically aligned with the changes in the universe, changes of the planets. And this is why I was healing. And that is mind-body healing. You come into alignment to your authentic self, your unique DNA code, and healing starts to occur. And all of a sudden, you have this clarity. You have this vision. You start seeing everything in a new way, yourself and the world. And then you remember why you're here, because you're here to evolve and to do something wonderful and to enjoy your life. My life was spent writing a plan so that you could do that. And now it is here, and you have an opportunity to do that, and especially today. And as you read the messages for today, you will see there's an alignment there. And you can go through it at the very end of the messages. I put a little description in there because I want you to see it. I've never known any of this. We can develop unique skills and abilities and talents that we have no awareness where they came from. Because I've never studied astrology, I've never looked at astronomy and the sciences or the quantum sciences, but you will see that Wilhelm's work has been all of that, which is why it's produced the results. And now I can explain those results, where you will hear people who have taken this program and they say, I've never done anything like this. That's because it had never been created before, and no work had ever been created quite in this manner. That was the other thing that you'll read about, because there have been many different works that have come through about psychology or philosophy or whatever, but this was in real time and about exactly the real world events that are happening and practical application to your life. That's what this is. And so yes, this plan will change your life. This philosophy will absolutely change your life, and it'll change our world, because you must think that the way that we create our world is through all the individuals. So if we're constantly coming to creating much better humans as we think of it within ourselves, then we have to have, that has to be our offspring then. That has to be what we bring into the world. And that's what this work does. So I'm going to give this to you today because I know you may be a little lost. You may be thinking that something's gone wrong in your life, and it has not. You may be thinking something's gone wrong in the world, the way that it looks. It has not. It is just that we are here to change it all, and we change it when we become willing to own our authentic selves, become empowered, let go of our fear and doubt of what we can achieve, and just do it. That was a wonderful phrase that Wilhelm would use all the time to kick me in the butt. They use that phrase. They said, here, this is the Nike phrase. Will it help you? Just do it. And that's what I'm doing today, and I hope you do as well. Please enjoy this article, and you will find that you are here to do something really wonderful, and it's probably showing up now, and you may decide that you're going to get on with it today. See you soon.